Hello there.
Ready, sir?
Can you hear me?
Ready, sir? Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready whenever you're set.
All the way. Right there.
Sir, can you state your name?
Andy Cody, Jr.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's a warrant from the Maricopa County Superior Court for DUI, and they've listed it with a no bond, so it's not eligible for bond until you see them. So they need to have you in an appearance. Once you have an appearance, then they'll set a bond or release you once you appear in front of Maricopa County Superior Court.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, that's all, sir.
Back on that way. Right here, all the way, so you can in for the judge. Christopher Bennett.
All right, Mr. Bennett. All right, sir, let me... The state is alleging 4 charges against you. 2 of them are felonies and 2 of them are misdemeanor violations. I'll first talk about the 2 felony charges, and that's an allegation of narcotic drug possession or use and drug paraphernalia possession or use. The 2 misdemeanor charges are disorderly conduct and obstruction of governmental operations. Both of those are Class 1 misdemeanors. On all of those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing regarding the felonies, and that's on November 6th of 2025 at 4:00 p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those felonies, not convict you. If probable cause is found, the case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If not, no probable cause is found, the case could dismiss. The case could also go in front of a grand jury. If that occurs, you'll be notified at your Easy Street address that you do not need to appear in court regarding the felony charges. So keep this in mind. It's misdemeanors and felonies are 2 different things, okay? So if you receive that notice, you don't need to appear in court. Best thing to do is check 1 business day ahead of time to find out if that felony portion is still proceeding. Your release conditions are obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Also, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and not to possess any firearms. And if you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor. On the misdemeanor charges, I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 5th of November at 1:30. So that'd be a good time to check to see what's happening on the felony case. The arraignment is where you'll need to be prepared to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges. Depending on how you plead will be what occurs next with the court proceeding. And all of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you prior to giving your plea at that time. Your release conditions are the same as to obey all orders of the court, not to commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of an address change, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. The additional release conditions here is to not contact the alleged victim with any unwanted contact information, unwanted contact. So you're allowed to talk to the other party. It's just if they wish not to, then you can't discuss the case with them or have any conversation with them. Additionally, not to go near the location of the alleged offense. That's not a permanent order. This is while it's going through the court proceedings. Not to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, just like the other charge. Regarding the cases, on the felony portion of the case, I'm placing a $1,000 bond hold on you. On the misdemeanors, a $500 bond, so a total of $1,500. Being that you're held in custody on a felony case, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney if you cannot afford to hire one. I'll send you a financial statement to complete that if you're interested in a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost. Please complete that financial statement and we'll get that returned to us. What also happens on the felony that since you're in custody, the prosecutor must file a complaint on you within 48 hours of today's date and time. If they fail to file that complaint on the felony side, you'll be released on the felonies on your own recognizance without having to post bond. Okay? If the complaint does file, your attorney will be notified of your bond, the charges, and be in touch with you regarding the case. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so we got a 48-hour review on that to see if that complaint will file or not. On both of the felony and the misdemeanor cases, there's an attorney assigned already only for a review of your bond, not for representation of the case, only to find if the bond is reasonable or not. If they find it's not reasonable, you'll be notified and a hearing will be set regarding each of those cases. Do you have any questions about any of the information we discussed?
I do. I have a couple.
Sure.
I am under the impression that I can bond out with $1,500. That is correct?
Correct.
I was also enlightened to be told that I may not go near the area of the alleged crime. I'm not sure where that is for sure. However, I have a motorcycle at Pete's Place in Star Valley that I need to acquire and get back to, obviously, to my residence.
Yeah.
Okay. I might want to get that equipment and get it back.
Yeah, so you absolutely have a right to get your property. If it's still at that premises, you might have to send a friend instead of you. It's to avoid any conflict or any tampering with witnesses of the information. So that is the protected location is the Pete's Place, okay? So if your property is still there, it may or may not be, I don't know the conditions of what it is. If it is still there, then just make some arrangements to get that picked up.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Any other questions besides that?
No, that is all.
Okay. All right, then that's all we have for you.
Thank you. Counter, state your full name for the judge. All the way.
Sarna Curtis?
All right, do you have a middle name?
No.
Okay. All right, the state is alleging two charges, both misdemeanor violations. The first one is an extreme DUI charge. The second one is an open container of alcohol unlawfully in your vehicle. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I scheduled you for an arraignment on November 26th at 9 a.m. The arraignment is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges together or separately. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceeding. Each of those options, what happens next, will be explained to you at the next hearing, as well as the penalty range prior to you giving your plea. Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Can you comply with those release conditions?
Yes.
And will you show up to court as ordered on November 26th at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
All right, I'll release you on your own recognizance. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, we'll get the release order sent over here shortly. It'll have your court date and the release conditions, and you'll get a copy of that to keep it as a reminder. That's all I have for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You want it sent to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You got it.